What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new video here on my channel. Today I'll be talking about the one thing that I absolutely hate about my 2017 Ford Focus RS. It makes kind of driving in certain areas on certain roads or certain tight spots pretty hard to navigate and hard to drive. So I'll be going over that in today's video. But first, I just wanted to say that I am almost at 10K followers on Instagram. As of this morning, I'm about 1,500 away, and once I do hit 10K, I'll be doing a giveaway. Yeah, so that's exciting. Almost at 10K on Instagram. Also, make sure to check out my website. All of the other links to my social medias are on there as well on the homepage. To my TikTok, to my Facebook, to my YouTube, and also to my Instagram. That's all on the homepage there on my website. So today is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day actually, and this marks about 4 months of me owning this 2017 Ford Focus RS. Every day I start it up, I just absolutely love this car. It is the perfect car for me. It's just the right amount of power for me. It's nice and compact. It's, you know, practical. It's dailyable. It has been the best car that I've ever owned so far. But with the one thing that I'm going to be talking about today, it just makes it just a little more harder to drive each day. You know, getting used to the manual was definitely a challenge for me, but with this one thing, you can't avoid it. It's just sometimes it just is a huge headache. But before I get into the one thing that I hate about this car, let me go over some of the modifications that I've done with this car since I haven't posted a YouTube video in about 2 months. Over those 2 months, I've actually done a number of things to the car. No performance mods, but mostly cosmetic things. And I pretty much come to the conclusion that I don't think I'm going to be modding this thing performance-wise for a long time, maybe for the whole time that I own this car. It's enough power for me. I don't want to do too much, obviously, to the point where I could blow the engine, or if I start tuning it and do like a lot of like hardcore performance mods to the point where it makes it unreliable. So honestly, with the way that it is right now, it's just honestly the perfect car for me. It's well balanced. The performance is just good enough for me. It still handles like a beast in the corners and the canyons, and it's still enough power for me personally to get around. So as far as performance mods, not going to be doing that for a while, maybe ever, but I've done some cosmetic things the past couple months, so I'll go ahead and show you guys what I did here. So the most recent thing I've done to the car is I got new tires last week. I got these Michelin Pilot Super Sports. These things are like glue to the freaking road. I thought the tires that I had on before, which were Pirelli P0s, I thought those were pretty grippy, but these are freaking insane. I was considering, obviously, these or the PS4Ss. As I was doing research on those, it was pretty much like the same tire. The cost was kind of the same. These were a little bit more expensive, but not by much. And then some of the reviews that I read online were kind of like the same thing, like performance-wise, like they kind of handled the same. So I was like, you know what, I might as well get these. They look great, handle amazing. I am so happy with these. I know these are going to be great on a track whenever I do track these. I hit some canyons last week. It was raining last week, but on one day that it didn't rain, I hit some of the canyons and these were so grippy. I am so happy with these tires. Also got my front windows tinted. When I bought this car in November, the dealership that I bought it from, they removed the front tint for legal reasons, but they kept the back tint on. So finally got the front windows tinted. I just like the privacy of window tint. Still haven't figured out what the back is, but I think it's like 10 or 15%. So on the front, I did 25%. Obviously, it just looks good, really flush. That dark look just all around now. So window tint is definitely a good first mod for any car that anybody has. So next thing is this wing extension that I got off CJ Pony Parts. This thing literally it's just 3M double-sided tape that went on here. So super easy installation. It makes the car look a lot better actually. It makes it a little bit more aggressive, gives it a little bit more flair. Super easy to install, like I said. It makes the car look a lot better. So really glad that I got this. So I don't think I ever talked about this in any previous videos, but this little stubby antenna from Ronin, I actually put this on when I first bought the car in November. I don't think I ever highlighted it. Got this from Ronin, just off Amazon. Just a little stubby antenna. Looks better than the stock antenna that's like this big. Another thing too is this tow hook I have here. Same with the antenna. I got this when I first got the car. It's been on the car ever since. Just got it off Amazon. It was pretty cheap. It was like 20-25 bucks. Kind of funny, someone asked me if this tow hook was like a legit tow hook, and I told them no, I have the real tow hook in the trunk. So another thing, it just kind of adds a little bit of flair to the car, makes it just a little more aggressive, I guess. Kind of more track focused. It just gives it a cooler look to the car. So next thing here really isn't a mod, but it's a sticker actually of my girl Alexis right here. You can follow her on Instagram at Miss Lexus. She actually gave me this sticker a long time ago. I just didn't really have anywhere to put it. So I decided, why not put it here on my windshield? I know people don't really put stickers on windshields unless it's like a, like a car club or whatever, but decided to do something a little different. So last thing for the exterior is this custom license plate frame that I have. It is carbon fiber, and obviously you can see what it says. I got this license plate frame from my guys over at Meme Frames. You can hit them up for any custom license plate frame. They can do any text, any like quote or whatever that you want. They also have some pre-made ones that they got themselves. So check them out, Meme Frames. Great guys, great quality on their frames. This is like I feel like this is like my 7th frame that I've gotten from them. So shout out to you guys. You guys are always great. And yeah, hit them up for any custom frames you want. The only thing that I have done here on the inside is this carbon fiber shift knob right here. This is an OEM Ford aftermarket part. I feel like Ford should have put this in this car from the factory. It just looks a lot better than the stock shift knob. But I bought it aftermarket. It's nice and weighted, so it feels really good when shifting and just makes the car look a lot better here on the inside. And that's it for the inside. The next thing that I'll probably do, you can buy like these like carbon fiber like things that go on the handle here. They're kind of expensive, but they look really good, and actually it will protect the handle here too. Goes on this side and also goes on the passenger one too. It's kind of like the same look, same weave as the carbon fiber on here, so it'll match perfectly. And I also think it is a Ford OEM aftermarket part too. All right, so getting into the one thing that I hate about this car. The one thing that I hate about this car is the turning radius. The turning radius in this car is absolutely atrocious. I cannot begin to describe how bad the turning radius is in this car. It is absolutely horrible. It makes daily driving this thing, or just at least driving it in certain areas, certain situations, just so much of a headache. Once I figured out how bad the turning radius is in this car, I just got like so much anxiety just like driving it in certain spots, especially like tight like parking areas, whether it's like in a mall that's like really crowded or any other like tight like parking situation or tight roads. I just get so much anxiety. I just stress out so much. Even making U-turns in this car is just like, it's literally impossible. Whenever I have to make a U-turn somewhere, I'll literally just like make a right and then another right and then another right to get back onto where I was supposed to go. Even though if that adds like 5 or 10 minutes to my route, it's way less stressful than having to make a U-turn, like a tight U-turn, and then having to like back up in the intersection and block traffic and potentially hit someone. I just don't want to deal with that. So I will gladly take like 5 other right turns to get to where I was supposed to go and add 5 or 10 minutes to my route, then have to try to make a U-turn and then back up at an intersection and just cause a whole bunch of, just be really embarrassing. Yeah, the turning radius in this car is absolutely horrible. If you are familiar with the Ford Focus RS, or if you own one yourself, you probably know what I'm talking about. So like the turning radius in this car has like the turning radius of like a monster truck, like Gravedigger, like it's that bad. It's kind of surprising, just like you would think that a compact kind of car like this would have like a really good turning radius, be really good just like in tight situations, but definitely not in this car. I'll show you how bad it is here in a second. So normally in any other car, literally any other car, you're able to turn the wheel like 1 full rotation and then like another half. But in this car, you can only turn it 1 full direction like this. And that's as far as it goes. Can't go any farther than that. If I try to go the other way, it's gonna do the same thing. Can't go any further than that. So that's what makes this car such a pain where I make U-turns and make like any tight turns. This turning radius is just so bad. That's as far as it goes. And then that's as far as it goes. So horrendous. Okay, so here I'm gonna show how bad the turning radius is from the outside of the car. So this is with the wheel turned all the way to the left. Like literally all the way to the left as far as I can go. That looks like in a normal car as if it was turned like just one, like not even a full rotation, like half a rotation. But that's a full rotation as far as I can go in this car. And I'll show you on the other side and going to the right. So this is all the way to the right. And yeah, that's as far as it goes, all the way to the right. Because like in a normal car, it would still go out all the way if it was turned all the way. But in this car, not the case. All right, so if I want to make a U-turn, I'm just going straight. If I want to make a U-turn here, I'm gonna turn the wheel all the way around. This is a super, super wide turning radius right here. A super, super wide. You can never do that in a freaking U-turn in an intersection somewhere. I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna turn the car 1 full rotation. And look how wide I'm going. Turning it again, that's as far as I can go. Super wide turn. Super, super wide turn. Unbelievable in this car. And to just prove another further point, I'm gonna go park back to where I set up. You can see where my tripod is over there. But even if I try to go over there, I can't, because I'm gonna hit the loading dock. So my wheel's turned all the way. You can see how close, I don't know if it showed, but I'm really close to where the loading dock is right there. Barely made it through, barely made it through. Sheesh. Now we're coming in here, turning all the way. Was kind of close to hitting that Tesla, and I turned all the way. I feel kind of wide because I don't want to hit these cars on the side here. So if I'm going to turn right here, my wheel is turned all the way, and I'm still going into the other lane right there. That's so stressful. So there's a car coming. I'm gonna wait for them to come actually, because I'm turned all the way. My wheel is turned all the way to the right, and I'm going into the other lane right there. I am going into the other lane, and my wheel is turned all the way to the right. I think that was a better representation of just how bad the turning radius is in this car. As you can see, if this parking structure was completely crowded, it was full with cars everywhere, and those cars coming in on the other side, yeah, I'd be pretty stressed out right there. I'd have to wait for the other cars to leave for me in order for me to go down. So good representation of how bad the turning radius is with this car. Okay, so another part where this turning radius really gives me a headache is through drive-thrus. So getting lunch here at Raising Cane's. Thankfully, this drive-thru is pretty wide open, so I don't have to worry about like making any tight turns with like a bunch of cars like around me. But sometimes drive-thrus can get pretty hectic, and there's actually some drive-thrus that I just completely avoid. I have to avoid them just because like the turning lanes in them are just so like tight. Thankfully here at Raising Cane's, like I said, it's pretty open, so I don't have to worry about anyone like running into me or whatever. But yeah, drive-thrus is definitely a pain with this turning radius. So that wraps it up for today's video. I hope I was able to capture just how bad the turning radius is in this car. Like I said, I'm almost at 10K followers on Instagram. I'm like 1,500 away. So as we get closer, I'll be announcing what my giveaway will be, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for tuning into this video. Thank you for the support, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.